we start to learn parts of speech, oftentimes we start with a noun. A noun, you might remember, could be a person, a place, a thing, and here might be a new one for some of you, it could be an idea. So if it were a person, it could be Jake. If it were a place, it could be Paris. If it were a thing, it could be a pencil. If it were an idea, it could be freedom. Ideas are those things we can't necessarily put our hands on. The other part of speech that we often learn first would be a verb, and a verb is an action word, or any word of being. So you could have run or jump. Those are action words, but you could also have is or was or were that tell us a state of being. Skip is another action word. Love, try, all of these are things you do. When we start looking at sentence structures, nouns are often the subject of the sentence. Verbs are often the predicate. Subject and predicate together make a complete sentence. So the subject would be the who or the what, and the predicate would be the does what. Who or what does what. There's another part of speech called the direct or indirect object. This would answer to whom or for whom, or to what or for what. It's a part of speech that is often a noun, but you should be familiar with it. So when we're writing a sentence, we almost always follow this order. SVO. This is otherwise known as subject, verb, object. The subject goes first, the verb, then the object. If you ever forget this, you can remember the sentence, I love you. I being the subject, love being the verb, and then you being the object of that person's affection. So you can remember that you would be the object, since object is probably the part of speech you've used the least. I could say, I love chocolate. Their chocolate becomes the object of my affection. I could say, I skip past. Then past becomes a modifier of skip. It tells me where I skip. I could say, she jumped to George. Then she is their subject, jumps is your verb, and to George is your object. I could say, we scare the cat, in which case we becomes our subject, scare becomes the verb, and the cat becomes the object. We consider the subject-verb-object pattern normal. Of course, there are characters like Yoda who might say, try, in which case the verb comes first. That's what makes him sound so weird and so wise, that he mixes up the pattern.